Hey bro, if you're a young entrepreneur, I'm going to show you exactly how I went from being able to focus for 1 minute every single day. Like, I'm not even joking. This is when I tracked my productivity on a Friday, right? All the way to being able to focus for 8 hours every single day. I'm going to show you a way to develop this Spartan level execution. And the reason why I wanted to make this shift in my channel, you've probably seen it, how I focus from like general self-improvement to more productivity, is because I realized the power of productivity, and I realized there's so many people with this problem where they cannot sit down and focus. And if you're one of them, this video is going to change your life. So before I go into it, you're probably wondering why you're seeing Hamza, Alex Hormozi, Charlie Morgan, in my opinion, the three goats, right? The three goats of entrepreneurship right now. Why does it seem that all of these people make extreme amounts of money? Charlie Morgan, I think he makes like $1 million a month, I don't know. Well, after thinking about this question every single day, I've come to realize that the one reason why this is happening is because they all have a killer work ethic. And the point I'm trying to drill into your head right now is your ability to do deep work determines the results you get. And in this video, I'm going to give you the 3-step methods to basically fixing your focus, because I know you're watching this, you have terrible focus, you've already had the urge to click off. 50% of the people have already clicked off in the first 30 seconds. And the 2-step pillar you're going to learn in this video is basically what a focus flow is and how to tap into this deep work state on command without getting distracted and become a deep work god, so you can destroy your competition, so you can achieve financial freedom. So the first part of this video is all about what a focus flow is, and this is something all of these people have the ability to tap into. They all get into a focus flow, and that allows them to get extreme amounts of results. And what it is basically where you get so focused in the moment, 2 hours feels like 5 minutes. Like, if you've ever played a video game with maybe like friends, maybe Minecraft or something, and every single time you play with them, you check the time and it's like 1 p.m. and it feels like 5 minutes has gone by, you check it again, and now it's like 5 p.m. And this is exactly what we want to make focus feel like. We want to make the work feel like we're in this tranquil state, and it feels like 5 minutes that we're actually working for. This is what a focus flow is, basically. So I want you to imagine when you're working, you're basically Zenyatta from Overwatch. You've reached ultimate tranquility, you've reached this state where you can focus, lock in so easily. And on Thursday, when I was actually doing this like really big deep work session, obviously I had breaks in between, but none of this time when I was working for like 8 hours, it didn't really feel that intensive. It actually felt really good. It made me feel happy. And this is something many people don't understand about work. Like, when you look on the outside, it seems like, oh, you're living a really boring life, you're living really miserably because you're working all day. That's just not true, because when you're actually in this state, you reach enlightenment, which is above happiness. You reach this state where you're so happy you cannot stop working. So how do you actually tap into this focus state where you're so focused that 2 hours feels like 5 minutes and you actually enjoy the work? Well, there's actually multiple steps in this process, and I'm going to take you through every single one. So step 1 is about environmental reprogramming. Now what I want you to do right now is just look around your room, pause the video, just take a good long look around where you're working, what your environment looks like. Because the thing is, if you have like multiple things, like you've got multiple books here, you've got random things here, you've got your phone there, you've got music playing there, you're not going to be able to focus. The one reason why I could not focus was simply because my environment was terrible. I had loud noises in the background, I had tons of YouTube tabs open, so I couldn't focus. There's just, you need to really analyze your environment and see what is taking up all your attention. Like, for example, you will not read a book at a party. Let's say you've bought deep work and you're going to a party. You're not going to read the book. You've got all these lights just like flashing in your eyes, you've got loud people, you've got loud music. You're not going to read. And the same thing is, you won't do deep work with loud noises. You won't do deep work when your room is so messy. And it sounds stupid, it sounds like it doesn't work, but as soon as I clean my desk, I got rid of all the clutter on my Google, my PC, my desk, right? Everything, I just cleaned everything. I 10 times my focus. So the actual stuff I want you to do is just get a Hoover and clean your desk right now. Close all your Google tabs. You've probably got millions of Google tabs open, maybe not millions, but you've got hundreds there, man. It's like, bro, which one are you going to work at? You've got multiple papers here, you've got things hanging there, you've got, I don't know what that weird bottle is there, I don't really know, to be honest. Or you've got this clean environment where you've got plants, you've got like 5 things on your desk and max. You've got basically nothing to distract you. Which one are you going to work at? Your brain receives 11 million bits of sensory information every single second, and it can only process 40 of them at a time. So when you have like tons of things on your desk like this, you're not going to focus. So this is your actionable step I want you to do, is I want you to pause this video right now, clean your space you're working in. If you're sitting on the toilet right now, obviously you cannot really clean your physical environment, right? But the next time you enter the space you're working in, reduce the triggers for these distractions, clean your physical environment. Like, bro, my phone is nowhere. Obviously I'm recording with my phone right now, but every single time I'm doing the work, my phone is nowhere to be seen. I don't know where it is. and it's usually like all the way in the corner of my room, so I cannot even see it. I'm not thinking about it. But when your phone is like right in front of you, you're always going to be thinking about it. And another thing that just really helps me, if you're one of these people that cannot work in silence, like that's me. I cannot work like with no noise. I don't know why. I've tried it. It just doesn't work for me. I listen to these types of ambiances that just like really get me into this focus flow. So I really recommend Obsidian sound fields. That really works for me. So the second step I want you to take away from this video is you need to attack the dawn. And what I mean by that is you need to actually wake up early and get work done. Because the thing is, humans only have a limited amount of energy and willpower in the day. Because you've probably noticed this, every single time you come back from school or work, you cannot focus on business. You cannot sit there and work on your business. You cannot study. And it's simply because all that energy is being drained from your 9 to 5 or school. You probably look like this when you're trying to work on your business. Like the biggest deciding factor to whether actually you're going to work hard is simply the amount of energy you have in a day. So this is why we must dedicate our morning to deep work. This is when we have the most energy, and there's something I've kind of came up with, probably someone else probably came up with it before, but it's something called the prime time for deep work. The prime time for deep work is basically this time block where you're the most productive. This is when you get all of your work done. So for me, this is like 8 AM to 12 PM. And this is where I get my deep work done. And the best way to actually maximize your energy in the day so you can work harder is simply by waking up before your work or your school. And I know that's going to be difficult, but the best piece of advice I'll give you is simply just go to sleep earlier. So that's the second step. I want you to start attacking the dawn. Chances are you're already doing this, but maybe you wake up, you scroll, maybe you wake up and you eat a large big bowl of cereal. Cut that out, right? Just as soon as you wake up, put all of your attention onto the thing you need to complete. Okay, so that's the second step. So now we're going to move on to the third step, which is your deep work checklist. And this is something I use every single day for my deep work, and it's something you need to prioritize it. And you can see this is kind of like the preparation phase of getting into this deep work state where 2 hours feels like 5 minutes. So basically what it is a big long list of everything you need to get into this deep work flow. So the first question I would ask yourself is, have you optimized your physical environment? Have you put your phone in the other room? Have you blocked out all the external noises in your mind? Have you got noise cancelling earphones on? Have you gone to the toilet? Like, this is going to seem really silly, but have you gone to the toilet so it doesn't distract yourself mid-session when you're trying to do this work? Have you drank lots of water? Like, if you are doing your deep work in the morning, if you're attacking the dawn, you're going to feel really dehydrated. The second question, I don't know why it says one. Again, this is just my man. I can't really change it. Have you optimized your digital environment? Have you quit all the apps that might distract you? Have you closed your phone, and have you logged out of YouTube? Have you logged out of Instagram while you're working? Have you installed web blockers that basically stop you from getting onto these apps? So that's a web extension I use for YouTube, and it's basically called Unhook. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but I basically block everything on YouTube, so when I go to YouTube there's nothing there. And the last thing on this deep work checklist is your awareness. Okay, do you know exactly what task you need to do? Write it down. What task you want to complete? Do we know exactly how long we're going to be working for? When you set an intention to the time you want to complete, you get rid of a lot of the mental resistance that stops you from working. And when you actually go through this, like, you can just put all of this onto a paper, you can write it on Notion or something. But every single time you do this before your deep work, you're going to heighten your chances of consistently getting into this focus flow state. Now we're going to move on to the fourth step, which we're getting towards the end, but we're not at the end yet. And this next one is very important. And this is to do with tracking everything in your life, okay? So there's a quote by Lord Kelvin I really love, and it is, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. You can apply this to every single thing in your life. If you cannot measure something, you cannot improve it. And not tracking your productivity is literally like driving in the dark. You're literally shooting yourself in the foot, and you'll probably end up wrapping around a tree. You'll probably die, to be honest. Sad reality, but life is life, isn't it? And it's literally just like the gym. If you do not track your weights, you won't lose weight. If you don't track the weight of the dumbbells, you will not be able to lift heavy because you'll stay in the exact same place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through basically everything I do to track my productivity. So I'm going to go through every single one of these documents. I use all of these, okay? So the first one is your deep work analyzer. And let's just wait for it to load. There we go. I don't know if you can see my face. Oh, I think my face is loading. Go on, man. There we go. There we go. So this is kind of what I use before I do any type of deep work session. So basically, each time you do a deep work session, you have to fill all these things in. So you have to fill the date you're doing a deep work session, and you're also going to fill in how long you're working for. So I filled this in. I was going to work for 1 hour of deep work. And once you've done that, you have to fill in the goals of the deep work session. So I put script 2 videos and record a video. And during this deep work session, after I completed it, I noted down what distracted me. So YouTube distracted me for 10 minutes. And that's full transparency. It probably did. I probably ended up going on YouTube. And the important thing about this is I wrote down how I can actually eliminate this distraction from ever distracting me again. So I wrote I could like install a website blocker where I cannot get onto YouTube ever again while I'm doing my deep work. I could log out of YouTube and make it extremely difficult for me to actually go on YouTube. And then you also write how focused was the session, and this basically allows you to see how good your productivity is, if it's actually improving. But yeah, you can pick this up in the description. This is exactly what I use. So the next one is the productivity system, and it is the action tracker. So while we see this, you can probably see my face in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Boom. This is the action tracker or the life planner. It's a cool name, to be honest. But this is basically like the central hub for your productivity. So I track my morning routine, I track my night routine, I track all of like the tasks that I have to do in a day, put the goals I'm currently working towards, 1k subs on YouTube. Please subscribe, bro. I'm only joking. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want. I don't care. I know the goal for me is to read 10 books, so I'm currently reading my 6th book right now, which is Hyper Focus. Hoping to make it towards the end of the year. I think I will, definitely. You've got a weekly plan, you've got your goals, you've got your journal, you've got a calendar here you can do, you've got your task priorities. I like to use this a lot. It's kind of like a to-do list. This allows you to know exactly what you're doing. So every single night, I go to this to plan the next day. You can find this in the description. I think I downloaded it from like Gumroad or something. It's free, you can just install it, put your email in, and you can get it. So this is the next one I want to show you. This is something called Rise, which is a software I've recently got into, and basically what it allows you to do is it tracks your entire productivity. So it tracks what you're doing, how you're spending your time, and what you can do is you can activate these focus sessions. Like you can see here, this is a focus session I did earlier. It's one at the start of the video that I showed you, but basically I did a 45-minute focus session here, and it said I focused for 43 minutes, and basically the focus time was 100%. So I was focused for 43 minutes in total, and what this allows you to do is it tracks your productivity. It allows you to see if you're actually progressing and you're actually becoming more productive, and it kind of gave this extra accountability, because when I didn't use this and I just blindly did deep work, it didn't allow me to see my deep work rates, right? So when I actually got this the first time I used it, I got like a mediocre focus time, but now it's gone to like very good. Like I can focus 100% of the time. So I'd really recommend getting this. I'll leave a link in the description, and if I actually refer you, I don't get anything out of this, by the way. You get 1 month free of the premium version, so yeah, get that. And the thing I want to say is it's probably better to have a centralized system where you track everything. And what I'm doing right now is I'm working on a big productivity system, which is kind of like a central hub. So basically contains every single one of these things I'm mentioning in one place. So you can just go into it, you can get what you want and go out. You don't have to open 5 million tabs or anything. So we move on to the last step to actually get into this focus flow much easier and consistently. So this is the final step to achieve an unimaginable deep work capacity. I know you're probably thinking your mental well-being isn't to do with productivity. What the hell? Why am I even talking about this? But the thing is, your brain cannot function when it has huge unresolved issues in your subconscious mind. So for example, like addictions. Like if you're addicted to video games, that's all you think about. Every single time you work, you're just going to be thinking about that. You're going to be thinking about the new weapon, and you're not going to be able to put your attention onto the work. And this is why it's so hard to work hard. It's because people have unresolved issues in their mind, their mindset, and that means you're constantly directing your attention onto other things that don't matter. Success is focusing on one thing at a time, and this is basically you with bad mental health. You have these things that you're focusing on, you're putting all your attention on this, and that means you're not going to be able to focus and make progress on it. But if you focus on one thing, which is a deep work, one task at a time, and you put all your attention on that, you're going to see so much progress. So to actually fix your mental health, there's one thing that I've really like doing, and it's meditating every single day. So first thing in the morning, I want you to stop meditating. So like this can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. What I want you to do is install this app called Medito on your phone, and it tracks your meditation streaks, it tracks everything you're doing. And this is mine, for example. I've done 66 days with meditation, because the thing is, meditation trains your brain to focus on one thing at a time, alright? And it calms your mind from overthinking and negative thoughts that kind of distract you. So this is your actionable step for this last part of the video, and it is to download Medito on your phone and meditate for the next 5 minutes. I guarantee if you do this, you'll feel so much better after it, and you'll be able to focus and lock in. And before you go, I just want to say, if you want to get access to all these worksheets, like for example everything I've shown in this video and more, like you've got these, you've got the 3-hour focus sharpener, you've got the procrastination purifier, great name I know, and also just free weekly calls with me in the community, so you can basically ask any questions, you get advice from me personally. Yeah, just join the community in the description, like it'd be great to have you there. Goodbye, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do all the actionable steps, do all the things, take action on everything I've said in this video. Goodbye, have a nice day, you're going to elbow in the face again. Goodbye. Whoa.